morning, everyone. I'm Jean Ann Cannon, the director of Dunebrook. Welcome. Happy New Year. And of course, we have Dr. Tammy Button with us today. We're so excited.
Thank you so much.
Tammy, welcome. Of course, Tammy will be taking over as the executive director at Dunebrook soon, within the next few months, and we're so excited.
Thank you.
Honestly, Tammy, we're just thrilled. And it's a new year, and there's going to be great new things happening with Tammy's leadership. And our solid programs that are running smoothly, and we got through the pandemic, and we're going to navigate this new uptick and do fine. So again, for those of you who may not know, Dunebrook, of course, is 32 years old. We do child abuse prevention and intervention. The intervention part is our Child Advocacy Center, where we interview children suspected cases of abuse. We did 420 cases last year. And so it is a real problem in our community, but we have real answers here at Dunebrook. There's a lot of healing that goes on after the interview and helping children and the parents and families in those situations. So that's our intervention piece. Our prevention piece is where we prevent child abuse from happening in the first place, and that's our Healthy Families program, where we go into the homes and teach parenting skills. It's also our public education program, where we go into the schools and empower children to take care of their bodies, and our parent and family education program, where we actually have classes that teach new moms and dads what it's like to be a parent and help them with any challenges they may have. So those are done in individual and in group settings. And if anyone's listening and wants to have support in any one of those programs, please give us a call. So yes, I will actually be returning. I'm a therapist and a life coach, and I'll be returning to my private practice from Dunebrook. And Tammy was gracious enough and excited enough to join us, and will be leading our team. So honestly, Tammy, of course, I know Tammy from the past a little bit in her past work, but maybe, Tammy, if you would, tell us a little bit about your history and background in what you've done.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for that welcome, and also thank you so much for everything you're doing to help me acclimate to this position.
You're welcome.
You're going to be a very tough act to follow.
No, you're going to do great. Thanks.
So I grew up in LaPorte, graduated from LaPorte
Yay!
High School. I'm a slicer.
Yay!
So, and then went off to college, and then had jobs on the East Coast and overseas, and then came back to Indiana and went to dental school. And during dental school, I gravitated towards working with kids. Every time I would see a child, I was just so lit up by working with them. So I decided to specialize in pediatric dentistry, and had the honor of doing my residency at Riley Hospital for Children, a very special place.
In Indy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Great.
And then began practicing as a pediatric dentist. So I've got about 15 years of experience as a pediatric dentist, and working with families. A lot of times when families are referred to a pediatric dentist, it's because they've got a pretty tough case of childhood tooth decay. So, a child that's a year old that needs to have teeth taken out can be pretty traumatic for the family. And so just working with them, fixing the teeth and things. As I progressed in my career, I was more and more interested in the prevention piece of it, just like with Dunebrook.
Right.
The intervention of fixing the teeth is very, very important. But the prevention aspect, and as I learned more about that and realized that prevention really starts when a mom is pregnant, which doesn't really seem like the time that you begin to think about preventing tooth decay.
Right.
And, the picture just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's, any part of our health, it's not just about, the health of your eyes or the health of your teeth or the health of your heart. It's the big picture. And so the idea of supporting an organization like Dunebrook, who literally supports families, they're supporting the overall health. And so they're supporting the health of the teeth, the health of the toes, the health of the whole family. And so that's where my interest in this position has come from, with just, furthering out the avenue of being able to prevent all kinds of things that keep us from being our best healthy selves.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is wonderful, Tammy. And I know that from working with you when you were in your private practice, your dental private practice, how you felt about that. And it's so interesting, I would imagine. So what you're saying for people listening is your whole interest in working for child abuse prevention and intervention started as you did your practice and saw that there was such a need.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And, you know, along with being a pediatric dentist, there's times that you have to get involved also with suspected child abuse cases as well. And so the emotion and everything that goes along with that as well is just something that stays with you.
Right.
And the ability to be able to shed light on something that might be going on and to get the help is just such a critical component of all of that.
And for the average person, Tammy, you and I talked about this a little bit before the program today, for the average person listening, and I remember this because we talked about it when we worked on a grant together, was like how many, and not that it's an exact quantity, but it was enough where in your practice year after year you saw the quantity of dysfunction, if you would, for parents and not taking care of their children. I don't think most people understand how problematic it is, generally speaking, in our community, let alone LaPorte County.
I'll be honest, you know, growing up in LaPorte, you know, as a teenager or as a child, you don't pay attention to as much going on around you, but returning to this area and then seeing the need was in many ways just a devastating eye-opener for me. That in my hometown area that there is what's going on akin to things that I saw on mission trips to third world countries.
Wow.
And so that's something that if I hadn't been in the thick of it, I would have never believed.
See, that is so interesting.
Yeah.
So, in other words, what we see at Dunebrook, which a lot of society doesn't even want to look at, is the fact that people need support.
Absolutely.
Expectant moms and dads need support. Right after they have the baby, they need support. And while you're parenting, no matter what age, whether it's yeah, you have a little one.
Yes.
You know how hectic it can get.
It is. And my husband and I had a child later in life. And it, you know, so in a lot of ways we have more experience.
Sure.
We're also I think we're more tired, to be honest, you know, but you need support. Not one person cannot go at it alone. And a parent has to feel that support. They have to feel that they have the ability to give to their child. And if they are stretched, if they are doing it alone, a single parent or a two-parent, whatever the family looks like, they have to feel supported so that they in turn can give that support to their child.
And can we talk a little bit again? We talked about this, Tammy, is that no matter what social economic level you are or age, we had children late in life too. You know, even though you think you're wiser and older and smarter, not so much. Not so much.
No.
So maybe talk a minute about the fact that no matter where you are in life, whether you're a 16-year-old and you're pregnant or a 35, 40-year-old and you're pregnant, it's okay to need help, and you might need help.
Definitely.
Or social economic. I mean, do you want to talk about that a minute?
I have met some 16-year-olds that obviously had did not plan to have a child, and were fantastic parents. Fantastic. I've met parents of all ages that were doing a really good job. I've also met people that couldn't admit that they needed help because of maybe pride or because people around them seemed to be doing a great job, and so they couldn't themselves say, I need a little help. And unfortunately, a lot of times we see pictures or you get that holiday card that looks perfect whatever it is of right after somebody has a baby and everything is wonderful, and that's just not how it is. And at all. And to be able to embrace that and love
Right.
that, because that's part of the experience, and to be able to
Right.
find those people that make you as a parent feel that
Right.
support, so that again you can give that to your child. But there's no one person that fits the
Yeah.
description of somebody that is going to lead to child abuse.
Right.
It can be anybody.
Right.
And
Right.
the same triggers can be there as far as extreme sleep deprivation,
Right.
a toddler that continues to know how to push your buttons, a teenager, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And so going into it knowing that and being able to say, I need some help,
Yeah.
is one of the best things you can do
Gosh.
as a parent and as an individual.
Right. Right. Oh, thank you for that, Tammy. That idea that it's okay. If we've learned one thing in this pandemic for the last couple of years, is that whether subtly or not subtly, it's thrown a wrench in our lives. And why it's okay to say, this just doesn't feel good. I might need to ask for some help. So the same thing with parenting. I think what you're saying, no matter where you are in life, this doesn't feel good. I'm stressed out. I'm not feeling okay about XYZ that's going on. It's okay to ask for help.
Definitely.
And I guess what I'm hearing you say is maybe your thought about Dunebrook is, come and ask us in a safe, trusting, non-judgmental way how to get some help.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best things that I had as a tool as a pediatric dentist, was knowing that I could give the phone number of Dunebrook, and whoever took their call would make sure that whatever help that they could provide, they would get that.
Yeah.
And not from the standpoint of, okay, I think there's abuse going on here, but from the prevention standpoint.
Yeah.
Who couldn't use somebody to come to your home and just check on you
Yeah.
and just say, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
Everybody could use that.
Right. Oh,
Everybody.
that's so nice. That's so nice, Tammy. And maybe we should ask, so how was it that you got interested in Dunebrook, and what was happening here as far as you working here? And
I knew about Dunebrook just from being a community member,
yeah.
and then also as a healthcare practitioner, and then also from dragon boat races and your different fundraisers, and then also from the programs that I started for pregnant moms, prenatal, dental care, and infant oral health care, and the collaborations that we've had, and just, it's the real deal as far as when you talk to people from Dunebrook, you feel that support.
Oh, nice.
You walk in here and you just want to sink on the couches and just be here for a little bit, and you feel that support.
Oh, that's so nice, Tammy.
That's for real.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was saying Tammy, with her work, knows, as you say, the real deal of people needing help, that it's very real. And do we have all the answers? No, but we can begin the process of healing and getting them support from us and or additional resources in the community. So thank you, Tammy, for talking about that. And we're so excited to have you. I guess maybe I would ask, before we get off that topic, would be for the parents who don't want to ask for help because, oh my gosh, social media, to look perfect, and everyone looks like they've got it together, and it's very hard to ask for help. What might you say to a parent listening why it's okay to ask for help?
Oh, it is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Take parenting out of it, but for you as an individual, for your well-being, for you to be your best self, to be able to find that person. It might not be anybody in your family. It might not even be anybody that you know, but find that source that helps you to feel a little bit lighter, whatever that means.
Aww.
And then when you have that feeling, then as a parent, you can be a little bit more prepared for everything that comes at you every day, every night. You just never know what's next. And when you've gotten a little bit more sleep, when the dishes are done, when the shopping is done, whatever it is, you just are better prepared. And so it's really for you as an individual and as a parent. but when you are thriving as an individual, you thrive as a parent as well.
Wow. Tammy, that is great advice. I mean, that's the old thing where they say when you're in an airplane and something goes wrong,
Yeah.
you put the mask on yourself and then help your child.
Yeah.
And I think mothers, and I'll just speak for us, females, sometimes we're used to doing for others so much that we don't take care of ourselves. And that's not being selfish to get help, but
no.
as you're saying, Tammy, it sounds like what you're saying is that if we can help ourselves feel calmer or, at ease with ourselves and how we're navigating our world, then we'll be better parents. But if we're stuck in the mud or the quicksand, it's very hard to be a good parent.
It is.
So you're saying, do it for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're still an individual, even when you're a mom.
That's hard to remember.
Yeah, it is. But your child does better when you know that too.
Right. Oh man, Tammy, you're going to be great. You're going to be great. I'm so excited. So maybe lastly, if you would, Tammy, tell us what you're most excited about coming to Dunebrook and what you might bring to the table or what the future sees or, what you're seeing already. Tammy just started and we're doing really well with getting acclimated, but do you have any thoughts about just the community might want to know, given we do intervention and prevention, what makes you most excited about working here? Any goals you have for the future? Anything?
I think just stepping into an organization that has been such a well-oiled machine over the last few years and the growth that you've seen and the evidence-based programs that you already have in place, helping those flourish with the help of this incredible staff. Even during a pandemic, it's friendly here. And it's, like you said, a little bit of a ghost town right now, but it's still a friendly environment. And to take that to the next level, whatever that might look like,
that's great.
Is just so exciting.
Well, Tammy, we are just thrilled. I mean, I just know listening to you and seeing that sincere passion that you have about what we do and the results of what we do, changing lives, both in the prevention and intervention piece. I think you're going to just be outstanding. So we're thrilled you're here.
Oh, thank you.
Really.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Really, Tammy, and we wish you all the best. And as you say, we have a wonderful staff.
Absolutely.
And Tammy will just do beautifully. So thank you, Tammy. We wish you the best. Is there anything else you think you might want to add today? Or?
Oh, I just look forward to working with people in this community in this capacity, and I look forward to meeting families and other organizations and people that I have not crossed paths with.
Yeah, great, wonderful. And we will be doing that. Tammy and I and Lisa Scheller, of course, our development director, will be getting Tammy out and about and meeting new faces, and that will take a while, but building that relationship with Tammy is our goal in the next few months. So thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you, Tammy, for being here.
Thank you so much.
And we wish everyone a happy new year. And again, with the crazy of the day, with the uptick in COVID, I know it's challenging for us, but remember, as Tammy said, to take a breath and think about what you need to become within yourself as an individual. And then we can be more helpful to our families in whatever capacity that means. And lastly, we always lead with be kind to yourself. And being kind to yourself is taking time to figure out maybe what's challenging and what's not going so well. So taking the time to do that every day is really important, and that is our wish for you. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye-bye.